Last year, my dad became ill and died, and it was the first major illness resulting in death in my family. And I have a lot of brothers and sisters. There's 7 of us. And we all were called and went to the hospital immediately when he was dying from all over the country. And we sat in a room, and there were 4 lawyers and 1 physician. Probably scared the hospital staff a lot. But despite the fact that we were all really well trained and really presumably adept at dealing with the situation, we found ourselves feeling inept and unable to get the kind of care we wanted for our dad. We had medical practitioners. The first medical practitioner started talking about my dad while we were all standing in the room. My father was tied up to tubes. He was lying in his bed. You know, he wasn't moving much at that point, but we're standing in the room and the physician says, well, he's probably going to die in a few days, and so you need to withdraw all the care. And my eyes got really big, and I looked back at my father, and his eyes were bigger than mine, and he was lying in his bed. He hadn't made any sound or anything before that, and he started shaking his head, which was the only part of him that could move, violently side to side. And I thought, this is not the way a medical professional should behave. You should know, it's like, how could they do that? And so that made me pretty uncomfortable with the situation. We dealt with a number of very, very fine nurses. I mean, over the course of only a few days, probably 5 days at the hospital, we saw many different medical personnel, many different physicians, many different nurses. Some were great, but some just left us with our jaws dropped and recommended things that we thought were not in our father's best interest. And it was very, very difficult. It was hard on my mom, who felt, uncomfortable. My father wanted to go home. My mom was nervous about having him go home because she didn't know how she could deal with him at home. I started talking to the social worker about, could we get some home care? Could we do this? Could we do that? It ended up that we were never able actually to take him home because he deteriorated so quickly. But it just left you thinking, did we do the right thing? Did we make the right decisions? And, could we have been better supported? Well, it was interesting. Sometimes we told one doctor what the other doctor had said. They didn't always talk to one another. And because my brother is an internist, while he was there, which was about half the time he was there, they did all their communication through him, which probably advantaged us a little bit, but also left the rest of us feeling a little odd and a little, not sure that we were in the loop. When my brother left, then they had to deal with the rest of us, and they were kind, they were good, but I don't think we got the care that in my learning and studying this, working for AARP, I know you can get better care, and I don't feel like we got that. I mean, my father was going to die. I mean, it was pretty clear he was going to die. I don't think he died the way he wanted to. He did not want to be in the hospital. He said several times, I want to go home, get me out of here. I mean, it was heartbreaking to have him say that. But it took so long for the machine of the care system to work, to figure out a way to help him get home, that by the time they figured that out, he would not have appreciated being home. He was just too weak.